Nearly 1,700 National Guard troops are being mobilized across 19 states, part of a sweeping federal effort targeting immigration enforcement and crime. The Trump administration is deploying up to 1,700 National Guard troops across 19 states to assist the Department of Homeland Security and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, in a coordinated immigration enforcement operation. Target states include Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming, with Texas expected to host the largest deployment.
Do you think that's going to happen? Are we going to see Trump ramp up these deployments of the National Guard, ICE, DHS, the military during elections?
Look, I can't speak to that yet, but Trump enjoys the outrage it generates when he mobilizes federal forces onto the streets who are armed in environments where they're not trained to be for law enforcement purposes or immigration purposes. He enjoys that reaction. He is also, from the dictator's playbook, he wants to desensitize people to the presence of those folks out there all the time. He wants, ICE now has a bigger budget than the Marine Corps, and he loves this gigantic force that is answerable only to him. And he is certainly putting it to maximum effect. I would not be shocked if he did try to apply it as an intimidation tactic during the 2026 election season.
National Guard personnel will undertake logistical and administrative tasks, such as fingerprinting, DNA collection, photographing, personal data intake, transportation, and clerical support at ICE processing facilities, and will not perform arrests. These operations are authorized under Title 32, Section 502F, keeping guardsmen under state governor control while supporting federal missions without violating the Posse Comitatus Act. The White House emphasized this deployment is separate from the high-profile anti-crime operations underway in Washington, D.C. That deployment involves National Guard forces in the capital to address violent crime. Governors and local officials maintain command over their National Guard forces. Virginia plans to mobilize about 60 Guards personnel, specifically for administrative roles, with no law enforcement authority or arrest powers. Experts note that Title 32 authorization provides a legal framework for such deployments without federal overreach.
Well, there's plenty of reasons. One, it is not sustainable. You cannot continue this type of pace of operations, particularly when it's costing over $1 million a day in order to do this. The second, it's not scalable. You're not going to be able to do this in every single major American city, particularly when many of the cities that have the highest crime rates are the places that have actually deployed their National Guards to Washington, D.C. So who's going to go do the work in their cities? The third, it's unconstitutional. It's a direct violation of the 10th Amendment. And if we're for a party that talks about state rights, it's amazing how they're having such a big government approach in the way they're conducting public safety. The fourth reason is because it's deeply disrespectful to the members of the National Guard. As someone who actually deployed overseas and served my country in combat, to ask these men and women to do a job that they're not trained for is just deeply disrespectful.
The latest wave follows deployments earlier this summer in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., where Guard forces supported federal crime and immigration enforcement under presidential authority. Legal and political observers continue to monitor potential challenges under laws like the Insurrection Act and Posse Comitatus, particularly if expansion of these operations encroaches on state authority. Deployment timelines vary by state, but are expected to occur between late August through mid-November, depending on coordination with governors and DHS directives. As the operation unfolds, state-federal coordination will evolve according to processing needs and evolving logistical demands. Do you think we need the National Guard deployed in our country? Let me know your thoughts.